our government's going to give us a little bit of a, I guess y'all going to call it a bailout. It's a subsidy.
As a lifelong farmer, having been retired because my profoundly disabled child could no longer live on the farm, you've got to be kidding me. It was okay for you if he lost his health care. You didn't care. You don't care that ACA premiums are going up 75%. You don't care that my 90-year-old mother can't get medical care. She was a farmer too. She was born during the Great Depression. But a bailout for you and nothing for her, nothing for my child, and nothing for anyone else's child. You've got to be kidding. And if anybody's still here, the tariffs are my money and your money, not the government's money.
So I made a video a few months ago about the farmers in Nebraska, and I must have had a lot more sympathy back then because I was cheering for them. Well, now these farmers in Arkansas, I don't care. I don't care what happens. They keep going on TV and crying and saying that they're not going to be able to afford the farm and all this stuff. Well, guess what? Sell your farm, sell it to a big corporation because this is what you did. You voted for this. Honestly, you voted for this. The man has one economic policy, and that's tariffs. What happened last time? What happened last time? We had to bail you guys out, right? That's what happened? Well, what did you think was going to happen this time? Did you think he was just going to do his tariffs and we were going to bail you out again? He doesn't care about you guys. And I'm sure you guys are walking around a couple months ago going, yeah, we voted for this. This is what we want. Yeah, we voted for all this. Yeah. We're not going to bail you out every time you make a mistake. I have no sympathy for people who don't try to help themselves. And you thought nothing bad was going to happen to you because you voted for him, you're his fan, and he was going to take care of you. Guess what? He doesn't give a shit about you.
Hey, Trump just got finessed by Argentina and played by China all in one swoop. Let me explain. So the Midwest farming industry is getting killed by Trump's tariff wars, right? Basically, farmers used to sell more than half of their soybeans to China. And as a retaliation of Trump's tariff wars, China hasn't been purchasing none of U.S. soybeans, right? So these MAGA farmers who are on the verge of going bankrupt is now begging Trump for a bailout, like, socialism, that kind of stuff. And what does Trump do? This man responds by giving a $20 billion bailout to the government of Argentina. Why? Because the Argentinian Trump, as dude calls himself, is facing a tough re-election. And, his policies is terrible, country is terrible, all of that, right? And, Mr. American First gives a $20 billion bailout to them, which allows them to then sell soybeans to China at a discounted price. So you helped out the Argentinian competitors, killed your leverage with China. Bro, somebody make this make sense. This man is an idiot.
Dear MAGA soybean farmers, under Joe Biden last year, you sold $18 billion worth of soybeans to China. Under Trump this year, you sold zero.
So let me get this straight. Farmers want a bailout of $50+ billion, but their administration, and I say their because most farmers voted for the Trump administration, has now sent $20 billion to their competitor, Argentina, that produces a hell of a lot of soybeans, and that just signed on the dotted line with China to send them their soybeans from Argentina. So as our American market is cut out, half of our market, our soybean market is collapsed, doesn't exist anymore because China said they're not buying soybeans from us. What are we going to do? I mean, we see that we bailed them out in the first administration, and now we're bailing them out again. But that's the same people, the same party that talks about we don't want to do anything with welfare. We want to get rid of welfare. We want to get rid of any kind of handouts, bailouts. But they keep on getting the bailouts. They keep on getting the handouts. They keep on getting the welfare. So a party that talks about getting rid of these, I don't know, socialist programs, they sure as hell use them a lot. Again, you didn't want to give food to kids for their school lunches. You didn't want to give kids, again, and adults, and parents, a respite from paying those absorbent amounts and educating themselves. You don't want to give people that are disabled health care. So, you explain to me why the rest of America should bail you out. Why do you deserve to be bailed out every single time that Billy needs some new braces? Every time you vote in an administration that hurts your bottom line. Why should we have to suffer? Why should our national debt have to go up to support you? And then we're going to have to keep on doing it over and over again because you guys don't have a market to sell to. And that's the main reason you're asking for a handout. Please, this is specifically to Maga and Republicans. Explain this to me.
Hello everyone, it's Anthony. Thank you for everyone who is watching my video. I just pop up to say hi, not to interrupt your watch, and to remind you that it's always good in these political videos that you comment so that we can engage, sharing your thoughts. That's how we spread our ideologies. And to all MAGA Republicans who are coming to my videos to spread hate, that means that we are doing something great. So let's continue engaging across the political divide.
So watching these farmers on the internet and in these interviews on these news channels brings one thing to mind to me. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So you mean to tell me you want the federal government to bail you out after you voted the way you voted? You voted for this. Mind you, this freak did the same thing to the farming community the last time he was in office, and you all had to be bailed out. So you want taxpayer dollars to bail you out again when this is what you voted for. The level of delusion and privilege is mind-blowing to me. And then you're upset that people lack empathy for you when you had no empathy for anyone else. You voted the same lunatic in office and he screwed you the last time and you're shocked that he's screwing you again. Make it make sense. Like I said before, MAGA, y'all are not smart. Y'all are not smart. I'm not sure why you keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. So you shouldn't get any sympathy. You should not be bailed out. You should sit in it because this is what you voted for. These are your choices. And you can't say you didn't know because he screwed you the last time. But now you want us to feel bad for you and you want our tax dollars to bail you out. Make it make sense. It makes absolutely no sense. And you should have to sit in it. You should have to deal with the consequences of your choices and the consequences of your votes. Because you knew better. Because he did it before.
I want to talk about something that's not talked about that much. All these farmers, I don't know, 70, 80% of them vote for Trump. They got bailed out again. These guys get to be racist fucking assholes and vote for Trump even though it's going to hurt their business and then call everybody a socialist and then get bailed out by us. If you know a farmer that voted for Trump and got help with the government, ridicule the fuck out of them. I'm sick of these fucks, man. You know, they can't sell their crops to China anymore, but at least trans people are scared, right? E-I-E-I-O. Fuck American right-wing farmers. Fuck you. This is from me and this is from the heart. You put us through the misery of having a racist asshole in charge, and you get bailed out both times. That's how much of a piece of shit you are. You know he hurts your bottom line, but you'll know you'll be bailed out. Fuck MAGA farmers. Fuck them. Peace the fuck out.
With all due respect to the last ones, MAGA Republicans are the last ones in this country, you know. The young kids who make mistakes, and the elder kids can cover for them, you know. That's what's happening in our country. So the guys who I would like to blame for all the mess we are in as a country is the Democrats, the grown-ups in the room who didn't come out to vote. So I would blame all the Democrats who didn't come out to vote in numbers. We gave these countries a future in the hands of lastborns. Without due respect to the lastborns, so the elderly are the grown-ups in the room. They didn't take responsibility, and now we are in a mess.
American farmers have destroyed themselves by voting for this Trump regime. Their hate for so many groups of people that they have learned to demonize allowed them to vote themselves out of business by voting for Donald Trump and today's MAGA Republicans. I don't know what else to say. We already know how the American soybean farmer was decimated. This fall, China, their biggest customer, placed exactly 0 orders for soybeans from American farmers because of Donald Trump's regime's tariffs. They went to Brazil. We all saw the videos of the farmers crying in Arkansas, I believe it was. Please, Mr. President, we love you, but come save us. Oh, you guys, it just gets so much worse. So you know how our $20 billion in taxes, yours, Mr. Farmer, and mine, was just snatched from us and given to the leader of Argentina to help keep their version of Donald Trump in power? Your 20 billion and my 20 billion? This was screenshot on our Department of Treasury's cell phone from our Department of Agriculture. Ready? Finally, just a heads up, I'm getting more intel, but this is highly unfortunate, the text said. We bailed out Argentina yesterday, and in return, the Argentines are removing their export tariffs on grains, reducing their price, and sold a bunch of soybeans to China at a time when we would normally be selling to China. Soy prices are dropping further because of it. This gives China more leverage on us. And he responds, Besant responds, on a plane, Scott, but I'll call you when I land. You guys voted for this. The Democrats, who y'all hate so much, you've been programmed to hate your fellow neighbor, your family members. You guys voted for this. We warned all of you because we're not in a cult. We could see how these decisions affect businesses, affect our farmers. We were fighting for farmers, telling you don't vote for this, and you voted for this. Your tax dollars, this Trump administration just used to fuck you even further, Mr. Soybean Farmer, and grains. This affects a lot of other farmers, not just soybean farmers. Anybody who harvests and sells grains to China. Here you go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Frederick Pogue here. So farmers, MAGA farmers, you know, I think it was like 84% of y'all, or 70%, something like that voted for Trump. How y'all doing right now? I know you saw the news where the Argentina bailout that went from 20 billion to 40 billion. He offered y'all 10 after he killed your international markets, which is where a lot of the produce for small farmers in America goes, right? You know, Argentina is picking up the China soybean market, right? Yeah, to the tune of $14 billion. After Trump, with his trade war and the tariffs and all, just crushed yours. All the licenses and everything y'all needed to trade with China, the tens of billions of dollars, that's gone. And I mean, you know, he said you could make it up selling within America, but Americans don't eat soybeans. We ain't big on tofu. China is, though. They're going to Argentina. $14 billion. And getting $40 billion bailout of our tax dollars. He offered y'all 10. I don't even know if he's going to deliver on that. This is beyond FAFO at this point. This is just the sick realization of realizing, I hope you realize that you ain't in the club. Nope. You out here with the rest of us. He got your votes, and he don't care about y'all no more. I mean, he never did care about y'all. He just wanted your votes. And you kept giving it to him. A lot of y'all gave it to him 3 times. And he already done went through this once in his first term. Keep trying to tell y'all, you ain't in the club. $40 billion to Argentina. And it's not even going to their farmers. It's going to the billionaire buddies of Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. You know, Rob Centrone, he has all that debt from Argentina. You know, after they ran it into the ground because they got some right-wing lunatic to be their president. Man, that sounds a lot like us, don't it? Anyway, that's all I got for you. Try to hang on, MAGA small farmers. I mean, it's going to, I mean, I guess try to keep the faith and defend democracy, but above all, just remember, you ain't in the club. You out here with us. Maybe it's time to start acting like it.
You know, choices have consequences. And as I usually say, in current world whereby we have access to internet, smartphones, any information you can think of, MAGA farmers really do their research. And now they are paying the price. This is the price. This is the price of our choice. So what I want to add to these clips is that we faced similar consequences during the first Trump administration. Our farmers were bailed out, right? And now Trump is claiming that, oh my, we are getting so much money from tariffs. This is a price we can manage, you know. This is a price we can pay. Farmers being bankrupt, farmers losing their farms. Trump administration claims that this is a small price to pay. We are sending money to Israel. We are sending money to Ukraine. Name them. But our farmers here at home, they are suffering. 84% of our farmers voted Trump. And now, they are in a mess. But Trump does give a damn about them. What does he tell them? Socialism is bad. Socialism is bad. Yeah, and that's the point. The Republicans they ran against the Democrats. Socialism is bad. Socialism is bad. Socialism is bad. Right? Our farms are closing. Our farmers are selling their farms, you know. And in the future, what I usually tell my fellow Democrats who didn't come out to vote is that when these farms collapse, they will be taken over by corporates. I don't know how these corporates do. They come to your neighborhood, they start draining water from your neighborhoods, you know. You have to go to these court cases, you file lawsuit against them, you spend billions of US dollars against these corporate firms, you know. It's tiresome. So to the Democrats who didn't come out to vote, I won't be blaming Republicans again in my videos. I will be blaming Democrats who stayed in their homes, who did give the damn about the politics of our country, and now our country is collapsing. The likes of J.D. Vance and other billionaires, you know, and other millionaires, you know, these vultures who always are way to eat the carcass. They are waiting for the farmers to perish, and then they can come, grab all these farms, you know, leave them idle so that your grocery prices at your local neighborhoods can increase, you know. Who own these groceries? The likes of them, you know, they have these shares in these major corporations. So when the shares go up, you know, they are good to go. So at the end of the day, me and you, the common citizen, we are at the receiving end, you know. Until the next video, watch blue, listen blue, talk blue, and vote blue. And until the next video, thank you for your attention to this matter.